What you're showing here, which I think is interesting, is you've got the exterior insulation. You also have cavity insulation shown, which was what I did on my house. So I did 2 layers of 2-inch on my roof deck, and then I came back in with an R30 bat on the inside. As a side note, I did rooftop ventilation with this assembly by putting some 1x4s on a 45-degree horizontal before I put my metal roof on. So I still have that extra forgiveness. And as a side note too, whenever I do these types of assemblies, I do like a full peel and stick membrane on the whole roof. I want to have that extra forgiveness to make sure I don't get any bulk water into the system, rather than just relying on a standard, underlayment. I really like that forgiveness with a true peel and stick membrane. But this is a great assembly. It does take a little bit more thought ahead of time to do it, and it takes a little bit more labor, but man, is it a good assembly.
Yeah, and I mean, we're working on one right now that is very similar to Monopoly. And if I said, okay, this was a, say, 40 by 28 foot house, simple rectangle, it's pretty easy to resolve. When you start adding valleys and cross ridges and stuff, it becomes a little more complicated. But all that really means is that we have to look at the detailing even more in depth, because there's some challenges there.
Yeah, I think this definitely lends itself to a more traditional gabled roof. If you look at my house, if you look at the Reisinger build that we built pretty similarly, some slight differences in details, pretty simple shapes. And sometimes the simple shapes lead to really good outcomes because there's less issues. I mean, if you think about putting a valley in a house, there's just one more area that could be a problem. I don't have any valleys at all on either my house or the Reisinger build house.
You know, living in New England, one of the benefits that we get that maybe you don't get as much of, I can drive into some towns and see 200-year-old houses, right? And what that tells me, though, when I drive around, there's 2 reasons why a house lasts 200 years. Somebody really, really loved it enough to take extremely good care of it.
That's a really good point.
Or it applied really good building science to it.
Yep.
That's why it's still around.
I love that.
Right.
Really smart.